NBS offer a multitude of benefits across environmental, social, and economic domains. They involve using natural processes and ecosystem to address various societal challenges such as climate change, disaster risk, water security, and urban sustainability. Nature-based solutions are pivotal in both preserving and rejuvenating biodiversity. By safeguarding and rehabilitating natural habitats, they sustain a broad spectrum of flora and fauna, thus enriching and maintaining the diversity of ecosystems. In the battle against climate change, NBS are indispensable. They mitigate carbon dioxide through organic processes such as photosynthesis in forests and natural carbon storage in soil. Additionally, they offer practical adaptive strategies exemplified by mangroves that lessen storm surges severity. Ecosystems like wetlands and forests play a crucial role in water regulation. They are capable of filtering and cleansing water, diminishing flood risk and preserving water flow, all essential for the reliability and quality of water supplies. NBS bolster resilience against disaster, restoring floodplains and conserving coastal ecosystems, for example, serve as natural defenses against flooding and storm surges, mitigating their impacts on communities. Offering sustainable and often more cost-effective alternatives to conventional infrastructure, NBS creates sustainable economic ventures in areas like ecotourism, responsible fishing, and forestry. Interaction with natural environment is associated with numerous health advantages such as stress reduction, enhanced mental health, and overall physical well-being. Urban green areas are especially vital for leisure and relaxation. Numerous NBS initiatives engage and benefit local communities. They improve livelihoods through sustainable resource utilization and foster community-led environmental stewardship. In urban settings, NBS including green roofs, parks, and living walls counteract urban heat islands, augment air quality, and provide spaces for recreation. NBS are effective in averting soil erosion and degradation. Techniques such as agroforestry, sustainable land management are key to preserving or boosting soil fertility. Natural areas and practices hold considerable cultural and educational significance, offering insights into environmental preservation and sustainability. Urban and rural greenery such as trees and plants are essential in purifying air, filtering pollutants, thus enhancing air quality. NBS also support pollinators by preserving their habitats as a critical factor for agriculture and the preservation of biodiversity. Nature-based solutions present a comprehensive strategy for tackling various societal challenges, seamlessly integrating human well-being with environmental stewardship. They embody a synergy of ecological, social, and economic factors, paving the way towards communities that are both more resilient and sustainable. Infrastructure and NBS represent two distinct but increasingly complementary approaches to addressing societal and environmental challenges. Traditionally, infrastructure has relied on man-made engineered solutions while nature-based solutions utilize natural processes and ecosystems. However, there is a growing recognition of the benefits of integrating these approaches. Before we look in more detail of how infrastructure and NBS can work together, here are some commonly used terminologies on the different types of infrastructure. Incorporating nature-based solutions into infrastructure projects enhances resilience to climate change and natural disasters. utilizing natural features like wetlands and floodplains in conjunction with conventional structure such as levees and sea walls can result in more effective and robust flood defense systems. Fusing NBS with urban infrastructure can pave the way for more sustainable, healthier cities. Establishing urban forests, green belts, and parks not only purifies air but also provides vital recreational areas, all while contemplating essential urban systems like transportation networks. Merging NBS like constructed wetlands and riparian buffers with standard water treatment and management systems augments water quality, fosters sustainable water management, and aids in replenishing local water sources. Employing an NBS in tandem with traditional infrastructure solutions can prove more economical in the long run. Natural systems often demand less upkeep and display greater resilience to environmental shifts, leading to reduced ongoing maintenance costs. Integrating NBS within infrastructure initiates is a key to safeguarding biodiversity and sustaining vital ecosystem services, including pollination, carbon capture, and soil erosion prevention. The inclusion of green spaces and natural components in urban infrastructure design significantly boosts residents' mental and physical health by offering recreational spaces and diminishing pollution. Incorporating NBS with traditional infrastructure plays a substantial role in mitigating climate change. For example, urban tree planting not only cools urban areas but also helps in carbon sequestration. Infrastructure designs that encompass NBS typically exhibit greater adaptability to environmental changes. Natural coastal buffers, for instance, are more equipped to adjust to rising sea levels compared to inflexible sea walls. Embedding natural elements within infrastructure enhances the aesthetic and cultural appeal of built-up environments, creating spaces that resonate with local identity and heritage. Ultimately, the fusion of infrastructure and nature-based solutions provides a comprehensive developmental approach. It marries the robustness and dependability of traditional infrastructure with the sustainability and resilience of natural systems. This combination is essential in forging resilient, sustainable, and livable communities amidst global environmental and societal challenges. Another important concept is low impact development. Low impact development is an innovative approach to manage stormwater and urban development with the goal of minimizing environmental impacts. It focuses on managing rainfall at the source using decentralized micro-scale control measures. This approach seeks to mimic and maintain the natural water cycle, thereby reducing the impact of development on the environment. Low impact development and nature-based solutions are both innovative strategies in environmental management and urban planning that emphasize sustainable and naturalistic approaches to development. While they share common goals and methods, they have a distinct focus and applications. Low impact development primarily aims to minimize the impact of urbanization on the environment, particularly concerning water systems. Focuses on managing storm water as close to its source as possible, often through the integration of design techniques that infiltrate, store, evaporate, and detain runoff. Seeks to mimic or maintain pre-development hydrology through decentralized structures. Techniques include green roofs, permeable pavements, rain barrels, bioretention cells, and vegetated swales. Nature-based solutions, broader concepts that encompasses the use of natural processes to address various environmental, social, and economic challenges. Involves restoring or protecting ecosystems and biodiversity and the services they provide across rural and urban settings. Can include low impact development methods, but also extends to a large scale initiative like reforestation, wetland restoration, and urban green space conservation. NBS are used for climate mitigation and adaptation, disaster risk reduction, water management, and creating sustainable urban environments. Both low-impact development and nature-based solutions represent a shift away from conventional engineered or gray infrastructure towards more holistic, sustainable practices that work in harmony with nature. They prioritize ecosystem services and biodiversity as integral to human well-being and urban sustainability. By incorporating these practices into development planning, cities and communities can improve resilience to environmental changes, enhance quality of life, and ensure long-term environmental health. Nature-based infrastructure refers to a strategic approach that utilizes natural systems and processes to deliver services and solutions to various societal challenges. These include environmental management, climate change adaptation and mitigation, water and air quality improvement, and enhancing urban resilience. The concept is grounded in the philosophy that nature can function as a form of infrastructure offering a wide array of benefits. Here's what characterizes nature-based infrastructure. Nature-based infrastructure is not only about creating new natural spaces, but also about protecting and enhancing existing ones. This approach is central to sustainable development as it seeks to harmonize ecological integrity with human needs, leading to resilient and adaptable systems for current and future generations. You can see the relationship between infrastructure, nature-based infrastructure, and nature-based solutions in the diagram in the slide. The implementation of nature-based solutions involves a wide range of stakeholders, each with different roles and interests. These engagements of diverse groups is crucial to ensure that NBS are effective, sustainable, and equitable. Key stakeholders in nature-based solutions typically include local communities. Residents and community groups are primarily stakeholders as they are directly affected by NBS projects. Their local knowledge, needs, and values are vital for the design and success of NBS. Government entities. At various levels, from local municipalities to national governments, public agencies play a role in policy making, funding, and regulation of NBS initiatives. Indigenous people. Indigenous communities are critical stakeholders, especially since many NBS are implemented in areas where they have lived for generations and have traditional knowledge of the local ecosystems. NGO. Non-governmental organizations focused on the environment often advocate for NBS, participate in project implementation, and help with monitoring and evaluation. Research and academic institutions. Scientists and researchers contribute to NBS through research, impact assessment, and by providing evidence-based guidance on best practices. Private sector. Businesses and investors may fund NBS, or be involved in their planning execution, particularly when aligning with corporate sustainability goals. Landowners and farmers. As custodians of large areas of land, private landowners and farmers are key to implementing land-based NBS, such as reforestation or sustainable agriculture practices. Urban planners and developers. These stakeholders are instrumental in integrating NBS into city planning and infrastructure projects in urban areas. International organizations and donors. Entities like the United Nations, World Bank, various philanthropic organizations provide support, set agendas, and offer funding for NBS projects around the world. Civil society organizations. These can include local advocacy groups, professional associations, and interest groups that represent various segments of society, such as youth, women, and the elderly. Utility companies. Utility companies, especially when NBS interacts with water, energy, and waste management, utility companies may be involved in both the implementation and long-term operations of NBS. Regulatory bodies. Agencies responsible for enforcing environmental regulations are stakeholders who ensure that NBS complies with legal standards and contributes to environmental objectives. Each of these stakeholders has unique contribution from providing land and funding to offering insights and expertise on serving as the end users of NBS. Their collaboration is essential for the multifunctional benefits of NBS to be fully realized and sustained over time. The consideration of gender is vital in the development and implementation of nature-based solutions. Gender dimensions play a critical role in how individuals and communities interact with environment and participate in sustainability practices. Considering gender in the context of nature-based solutions is about recognizing the different ways in which women, men, and non-binary individuals interact with the environment and ensuring that these differences are addressed to create more effective, inclusive, and equitable solutions. It's about leveraging the strengths and meeting the needs of all genders for the success and sustainability of nature-based approaches. We will talk some more about gender equality and social inclusion in the second half of the training course. Gender-responsive nature-based solutions are those that explicitly consider and aim to address gender-specific impacts, needs, and inequalities in environmental and sustainability initiatives. They acknowledge the different roles, responsibilities, rights, and levels of influence that women, men, and gender diverse people have in society and how these factors intersect with natural resource management and climate change adaptation and mitigation. These initiatives prioritize the inclusion of women and individuals with diverse gender identities in every stage of project development, from conception to execution, affirming their roles in steering and decision making. Gender responsive NBS is dedicated to enabling all gender identities, ensuring just participating in and access to all advantages and opportunities provided by environmental projects. Acknowledging the specific needs of various gender identities, these solutions are crafted to meet these unique challenges, drawing on different genders' distinct experiences and knowledge. Efforts are made to enhance the capabilities of people across gender spectrum, with particular attention to boosting the expertise and understanding of women and underrepresented groups so they are well equipped to engage with and gain from NBS. Such solutions endeavor to dismantle and reshape societal norms and customs that restrict engagement and rights of certain genders, especially women and those of minority gender identities. These strategies are guided by data that is categorized by gender, and they employ gender-focused criteria within their evaluation frameworks, ensuring progress towards gender equality can be effectively monitored and assessed. They account for the varied susceptibilities to environmental damage and climate change effects that are influenced by gender, crafting strategies that address and reduce these specific vulnerabilities. Gender-responsive NBS are in sync with wider objectives of achieving gender equality, resonating with the aims set forth in Sustainable Development Goals, particularly the goal dedicated to empowering women and girls. They are committed to providing equal access to financial means, property ownership, and other essential resources critical for initiating and maintaining nature-based solutions. These solutions guarantee that projects' financial, social, and ecological rewards are equitably shared among all gender, fostering a fair distribution of benefits. Here is an example of gender-responsible solution in Kenya implemented by Plan International, where nature-based solutions created sustainable, climate-resilient livelihoods for women in the community. Indigenous and local communities hold a vital relationship with nature-based solutions due to the deep-seated knowledge, traditions, and practices related to natural resource management. Indigenous and local communities possess extensive traditional ecological knowledge that is invaluable for understanding local ecosystems and implementing effective nature-based solutions. These communities often live in areas with high biodiversity and have a long history of stewarding these environments, making their involvement crucial in conserving and restoring ecosystems. And they often exemplify sustainable resource use, which nature-based solutions seek to promote and integrate into broader environmental management strategies. In addition, many nature-based solutions are not only ecologically beneficial, but also hold cultural significance for local and indigenous communities, reinforcing their cultural identity and supporting their rights to land and resources. Indigenous and local communities are not just stakeholders in nature-based solutions, but are also knowledge holders and leaders whose engagement is essential for the success and sustainability of these solutions. Their rights, knowledge, and well-being should be at the forefront of nature-based solutions planning and implementation. We will discuss more on social inclusion in the face-to-face component of the training. Now we have reached the end of session 2. Please feel free to go back to any part of the session to get a better understanding. When you are ready, please proceed to the quiz section as the final activity to complete the session.